Welcome to March 2nd's Affordable Housing Meeting. I'll pass over to our chairman.
The meeting is now called to order. We have a roll call, please.
Chairman Hamilton.
Here.
Dan Wood.
Here.
Grace Staples. Here. Denolis Polite. Here. Meg James. Gwen Chambers. Doug McGill.
Here. We have the agenda before us. Is there a motion to accept?
Make a motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposes? Ayes have it. Also, the minute from February the 2nd. There's a motion to adopt the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposes? Ayes have it. Thank you very much.
And I just want to add for the record, Mr. McGill will recuse himself because he wasn't there, so he did not vote on this. Just to put it for the record.
For minutes?
For the minutes.
You didn't send in the minutes?
I sent it to him, but being that he wasn't a part of the meeting last month, can he still vote?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have a copy of it.
Okay, yes, he got a copy. So I take that back.
Okay. Now we'll turn it over to Ms. Small, the old and new business.
All right, good morning. We have no old business, so I'm going to skip to our new business. I'm going to scroll down. The adopted budget for the fiscal year 2023 Neighborhood Assistance Program was $190,000. $20,000 was placed into the account on January 10, 2023 to make an amended budget of $210,000. As of February 23rd, 2023, a total of, I'm pausing because I did skip number one, but I'm going to continue. As of February 23rd, 2023, a total of 41 homes have been serviced for home repairs, such as roofing, wet and damaged floor repairs, and septic pump out, totaling $160,935 paid to date. And you can kind of see where those funds went for home repair programs. We have spent $173,322 for abatement and demolition. $350 has been spent for property cleanup and septic pump out. $6,263 has been spent for tree mitigation. $7,000 has been spent. To date, $23,065 remains in the fiscal year 23 budget. To date, 7 applications have been approved for repairs and are waiting on estimates. 5 applications have been turned into me, but I have not yet turned those applications in to Low Country Council of Governments. Any questions on this breakdown?
Explain to them, I know why, but explain to those listening and here why you haven't turned those in.
So I have not turned those in just because right now we are paused for the spending for fiscal 23. Town Council has one more reading on the amended budget, so that will be done on the next Town Council meeting, which I believe is March 15th, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe before then. Then we can pick up our spending again. I just have not turned those in because I didn't want those families waiting. And I do give them an update. You know, right now we're at a pause with our spending. You are next in line soon as our funds are released. So that's why we have paused there with the getting income verification.
Thank you.
All right. And I will skip over to our Excel sheet so you can see it kind of broken down a little bit better. I do want to point out we do have 2 line items in red just because we had to get some things done. Our septic being something that's sanitary and we need that to be done ASAP. And then our home repair, we did have something that needed to be done ASAP as well. So those 2 line items in red, once we do our budget amendment, those 2 items will be replenished and then we would start over, take those back where they're supposed to be out of that red.
I didn't understand what you just said. You said that those were emergencies that we needed to get done right away.
Yes, ma'am.
How did that affect the budgeting?
It took us over for that particular line item. Say, for instance, home repair, there's $150,000 in there, but we spent over that allotted.
Okay.
So that what took us to the negative.
Okay. And we'll just move that back wherever you want it to, where it needs to be.
Exactly. We'll put that $3,322 back in off the top once we get approved from town council
Okay.
for the extra funds for the remaining year of the year.
Do we have enough at 23,065 left in the budget? Do we have enough to carry us through fiscal year?
So that's what's left for the fiscal year, but what we're waiting on from town council is gonna be added to that 23,000. Okay, so what, town council is adding is only for the remainder of this fiscal year. It has nothing to do with next fiscal year. It's gonna be added to this 23, so we can finish. Okay. Any other questions?
I'd say you're doing a great job with this.
Thank you.
Keeping up with this.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Applications are coming in. There hasn't been a pause. And like I said, just for those applications that are sitting on my desk, I kind of give them every 2 weeks update, or they'll call and say, don't forget about me. No, ma'am, no, sir. I haven't forgotten about you. It's just right now we're on a pause. And they understand.
Have you eyeballed those to see if they would take us over?
I'm sorry.
Have you eyeballed?
Yes, because they're big projects.
Okay.
Yeah, they're big projects. So I don't want to put us any more further in than we are.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I am going to backtrack because I skipped number 1. So we have a new face on our lineup. Mr. Doug McGill is a former vice president of IT for Nestle and a national consultant on organizational change and strategic planning. Mr. McGill has founded small businesses and was a radio host as well as a varsity lacrosse head coach for a local high school. He has served on the board of a number of nonprofit organizations as well as chairing a number of committees for them. McGill is a former city councilman who served on the public works and safety committees as well as helping develop special needs housing for the city. Doug and his wife has raised 7 children and are amazed at how many of them now want to visit them now that they live in the Low Country. Doug has always been passionate about public service and is honored to be a member of this committee, working to ameliorate one of the most pressing issues we face. So I introduce to the board our new board member, Mr. Doug McGill.
Thank you.
Welcome. Do we have any comments, questions, or concerns? When I passed Kevin's office, he was in the office with his door closed, so I believe he was in a meeting. But he does want to give us a quick update on the 1095 neighborhood update. So Charlotte's going to grab him. Anyone have any discussion while we pause? Welcome, Ms. Quinn.
Let's back up to public comment. Okay.
Anyone? Public comment?
Ms. Meredith from South State Bank, I would like for you to come up to the mic and introduce yourself and tell us about your programs at South State Bank.
If you don't mind just speaking into the mic for us and giving us your affiliation number.
Sure. Good morning, everybody. I'm Meredith Watson. I am a mortgage loan officer with South State Bank, and I work with Denolis Polite here at the branch over on Oak Forest Drive, right in front of the Kroger. So Denolis invited me to come here because I'm trying to learn, get myself injected into the community and see where I can help you guys. And I wanted to educate you on some of the loan programs that we offer at South State Bank. And being as you were on the committee of affordable housing, we have a product particularly that I think would be in best interest of you and clients that live in the community. It's called our Buyer's Advantage program, and it is 100% financing with no mortgage insurance. It is a South State Bank portfolio loan, and that's huge. There's no other lenders in this area that offer something like that, so it really can help clients that are lower income, because the way to qualify for this product is their income cannot exceed 80% of the area median income. So that's the way you can qualify. That's best. It's very well priced. If you're comparing to a standard Fannie Mae product with somebody putting 20% down, today's rate would be 6.875, and our affordable housing Buyer's Advantage product is 6.25 for a 30-year fixed. So it's priced very favorable. The debt to income ratio is 45%, which is standard, and the minimum credit score would be 640. So that's just one product we have. Of course, we offer several other loan programs. I noticed in your agenda you were talking about and I'm just new to this. I'm just reading what you were going over, but we offer renovation loans too for clients if their home is needing repairs, we offer renovation loans on our portfolio as well. But I'm here just to introduce myself and would love to have one-on-one conversations with you all if you would like. And I'm here to learn and listen. So if you need anything, you can call me. I'll pass out my cards later. Okay.
Meredith, can you tell what portfolio loans mean?
It's a South State Bank mortgage. We don't sell it. It's hold on our books. That is a portfolio loan.
Thank you.
What was the interest rate again that?
Today's 30-year fixed is 6.25%.
2.5?
Yes.
That's our project.
That is the buyer's advantage product that is 100% financing with no mortgage insurance. So typically, when you're doing a Fannie Mae product and you're putting less than 20% down, clients are required to pay private mortgage insurance, which can get very pricey, a couple $100s a month, depending on credit, debt to income ratio. But this product, you don't have to put anything down, and there's no mortgage insurance. The way to qualify is if their income is less than 80% of the area median.
80 or less than 80?
Yeah, correct. 80% or less.
Or less, 80% or less, okay.
The area median income.
The
Which I should have
AMI.
brought, I think that, yeah, AMI, correct. So I believe it's 92 this year, so I think I should have pulled that, and I can follow up with you and get that exact number, what that area, the income would be.
Family of four.
Yeah, thank you. You have
80% is 69,350.
Say that again.
That's 80%?
Yeah,
Okay,
80%
perfect.
for a family of four. Family of four at 80% is $69,350.
So 100%, I think is 92. Do you have 100%?
95.
95. So 80% of 95 is the 69.
What about a family of one, a single?
Okay. So
I'm talking about the amount, if Kevin would tell us.
The 80% of one person is 48,550.
Okay.
And those numbers will update in April. That's for 2022. So the numbers updates them every April. So I'll have a new chart for you.
It's been answered. Yeah, thank you.
of course.
You know, as a realtor with a lot of people that could really use something that has good financing, do a lot of people know about this, or is this a new program?
I'm trying to educate the community as much as possible. A lot of real estate agents do not, a lot of people do not. So I try to educate as many people as I can.
Okay.
So that's why I'm here, because we like to serve our community that we live in. And that's where South State Bank really emphasizes on our values. We want to support our local community.
You can come every first Thursday of the month.
Okay, sure.
Do we know what the home value would be to fit into a family of four based on this criteria?
So you're asking what loan amount they would
Yes, in
qualify?
other words, is this a $250,000 house, a $300,000 house,
It just
et cetera, et
depends on
cetera?
the debt load of the current client. You're asking if the client made it 69,000, what they would qualify for, how much that would be. I'd have to run some calculations. It really depends on their current debt load. So if they have no debt, then I would just calculate what the proposed mortgage payment would be. I've done up to 350, I think, in this area.
On this particular model?
Without, again, every client's different. If a client has student loans, car payment, credit cards, I have to include that in their qualifying. So it just varies from client to client.
Right.
But I can follow up and get, next time I come here, I can give you, if you would like to see a breakdown of a client that has no debt, what they would qualify for as far as a loan amount.
I think the sample sheet
Yeah,
would be.
I would love to do that, yeah, of
Right.
course.
And the reason I ask the question is obvious, because our housing costs here is very high.
Of course, yeah.
So I'm trying to understand where, under this model, somebody would fit.
Yeah, of course. I'll get that for you next time I come. I can have.
And I think also to that, there's very low inventory for the our home, so.
Do you want me to just do a couple printouts for you guys? Is that okay to pass out for next meeting?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, yeah, happy
We
to.
can get together if you want to do a PowerPoint.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
I'm excited.
This stays in the room. I'll say it only.
I don't think anybody else has this product, so we're good.
Say
Any other questions for Meredith?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Great information.
All right, I'm gonna pass the mic to Mr. Kevin.
Sure. I have nothing prepared, so we'll just start with that. Just a quick update on the 1095 May River Road project. Staff met with State of Mind LLC yesterday with the engineer, the architect, land planner, just to kind of go through some of the initial comments that we had on the site plan that's been provided from a conceptual standpoint. We have it set at 14 units. That would be townhomes, 3 buildings. So you have 2 buildings that have 5 units and then 1 building that has 4 units. Since it's still a conceptual plan, we're working towards getting this into AutoCAD. So that way it's actually like almost fully designed. Obviously, we have stormwater requirements that have to be met, parking requirements that have to be met. So all of those factors play into the final design. We are planning on having this come to town council for discussion, and that's on your agenda in March. And then from there, we're looking to move forward, and we'll keep you guys abreast. Once we can have those CAD drawings in place and start to really figure out the design, we'll bring that back to you just to kind of give you a presentation of it. But this is moving forward, so I want to make sure that you guys understand that. And as soon as we have it to a point, we'll bring it to you and then provide a presentation.
Any questions for Kevin? Kevin, I'm looking for my notes there from the minutes. A few questions we had. Timeline was one.
Okay.
Couldn't answer when they were here.
Okay. I'll work on getting that. I know that, again, until we can get them, this was getting them some initial comments in there, and I'll definitely work on trying to tie them down with a not very, it's not going to be precise, obviously, because things fluctuate, but we can give you a better timeline.
The other thing I think was the conversation about keeping it affordable.
Yes.
That was concern for me.
Yeah, and that item's going to actually go in front of town council. I believe it's on executive session, so I don't want to provide any additional information at this moment, just because it needs to be discussed with town council first, and then we'll be able to follow up from there. So.
Thank you.
Kevin, when you mentioned the CAD drawings,
Yes, sir.
you're talking site drawings, the
Yes, sir.
exterior of the footprint of the buildings, maybe not the interior or anything like that?
Yes, sir. Referring to land development, so that's your horizontal development. That's infrastructure getting put into place. Your stormwater, not necessarily vertical of the actual the design of the building.
Any other questions for Kevin?
It's exciting. We're moving it forward. So.
Keep your hand on it, Kevin.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
"19 minutes in and we're done." So I do want to,
One last thing for you to know. So myself and Vicki went to the Municipal Association of South Carolina on Monday up in Columbia, and presented for the Public Service Achievement Award. And we found out on Tuesday that we had actually won the award. So it is, Vicki did a wonderful job up there. So they're going to make it official. I think it's not until about July. But we found out there were a total of 7 applicants going for the award. And they called us pretty quickly on Tuesday morning to let us know that we had won. So we're really excited about that. A big part of is this board as well as town council, giving us the opportunity to continue to move forward. And we talked about the neighborhood assistance program and how it is beneficial to this entire community. And we're just doing a great job with it. So you guys are a part of that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks.
So that ends our meeting. Again, like Kevin said, thank you guys for putting this program into place. It's helped quite a few people. So we just want to say thank you. Let's continue to work on it and make it even bigger.
I would love to speak. I know.
Yeah, come on up. Yep.
Thank you and hello, honorable committee members again. My name is Shannon Green. I am an employee of the town of Bluffton. This is now my 3rd meeting attending with all of you. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Charlotte. Hello, our guest. That was very interesting information South State Bank provided. I'm here to just give you an update both on my personal journey in trying to find housing here in the town of Bluffton, and to just give you a continued kind of eye on what's happening in the short 60 days. It's been 60 days since my first meeting with you on January 2nd, and today. As you may remember, I am attempting to get an apartment at the Bluestone community, which is just about a mile from here on Bluffton Parkway. At the time I submitted my application on January 2nd, the cost of that apartment rental rate was $1,500, completely affordable, and I was ready to jump on it. I submitted my application and paid my fees by the January 19th, had to wait for payday. And at that time, the cost of that apartment had jumped to $1,520. Still affordable, still within my budget. I then took a tour, a personal tour, and met with the property leasing agent. And on the 20th, just a day after I paid my fees, and the apartment was then already $1,600, which at that time I then my income no longer qualified me for. The kind agent said that they use a special calculation to determine your income is supposed to be 3 times the amount of the monthly rent. I don't know what that special calculation is, but she said I was closer than what the true calculation is, if you do it accounting. I'm an accountant, so so I still had hope. And this was on January 19th. January 20th. About 2 weeks later, she said she needed, because I was not needing an apartment until April 1st, so I was being proactive. On February 2nd, I did a follow-up visit with the same leasing agent, and at that time, the rent had jumped to $1,631. So it's now $131 more than what it originally started at just a short month prior. She still said that I was first on the list for a unit that would open up on or around April 1st. So I trusted that and have been making plans to count on that. 2/17, a week later, I checked online. The cost of that same apartment had jumped now to $1,851. That's a $230 jump in a matter of a week. I was in shock, and I started checking online regularly, And it seems that the Bluestone has developed some type of algorithm to change their rental rates on a daily basis based on what the demand, supply and demand factors will allow, and set it at the highest amount possible. So 4 days after the incredible rate of 1821 appeared, 4 days later it was 1851. 2 days after that, 1950. 2 days after that, 1994. 3 days after that, 1990, they adjusted $4. And as of today, that apartment 2 months ago that I was looking at and hoping for is now $2,010. Sorry. And it's just kind of ridiculous. And when I compare that to other apartment communities in Bluffton, kind of the same thing's going on. I haven't had the eagle eye that I've had on the Bluestone, but just to see a 34% increase in 60 days is just, it's out of control. And it's very discouraging. And I feel both powerful in that I have a voice here, but I feel completely powerless in finding a place to call home, where I work and where I love being. So I wanted to share with you, I think you all remember I've recently relocated from California. I am a native South Carolinian, and I've come home to stay. But living in Northern California, where I left, I experienced the horrible wildfires that began in 2017. And a result of that, my community, Sebastopol, it's in the county of Sonoma, which is north of San Francisco, they established a rent moratorium because they could see that the displacement caused by the first bad fire, the Tubbs fire in 2017, was going to create a great housing need. And I believe they set a 10% cap on a year-to-year basis, so that any increase that they gave to new or existing renters could not exceed that 10%, or they would be it would be considered price gouging, and they'd be held to task. Well, unfortunately, the fires continued, and then of course COVID came along 4 years later, and that too, in and of itself, because of loss of income from companies either having to close, layoffs, that moratorium stayed in the town of Sebastopol, and I believe it also existed county-wide for Sonoma County. And that enabled a softening or a stabilizing of rent prices, and it allowed people who did experience disruption in life of either losing their home from the fire or losing income from the effects of COVID, and it kept rent in check. And this is in a high cost of living area. California is notorious for its high cost of living. And I just am, by just my personal experience of witnessing what's happening in just such a short time, right here in our beautiful, idyllic town of Bluffton, I just feel like they're running amok. The property management companies are taking advantage of this situation, of the high desirability of here, maybe some overflow of our neighbor to the east, Hilton Head. I know Hilton Head is having its own issue of workers who work on Hilton Head are not able to afford to live on Hilton Head due to maybe some of the same reasons that I'm sharing with all of you. I'm not a speaker. I'm very emotional, I'm a sensitive person. But I just would love for you to hear my experience and know that it's happening to others. And I overheard at a restaurant, 2 men were speaking about their work or something, and I thought I wrote it down. The one said, well, what about, I think they were talking about where you could live by working in the county of Beaufort County. And the one man asked the other, well, what about Bluffton? And he goes, well, Bluffton is unaffordable. And that was the little snippet I heard. And it was kind of sad to hear, because here they were talking about doing business and providing services. And they too they could see that they could not afford to live here. So.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
What is your need? A 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom? What do you need?
I have simple needs. I'm a single person. I need a 1-bedroom. That's what I have right now.
Okay.
And that's what you were looking for? That's what this is for, a
yeah.
1-bedroom?
Yes.
A 1-bedroom is
No,
2,000?
ironically, excuse me, the Bluestone at the time that I was seeking this out at the beginning of January, because of this odd supply and demand happening right now, their 1-bedrooms were more in demand 60 days ago than their 2-bedroom. So the 2-bedroom unit that was priced to me at $1,500 and is online now at 2010, it is a 2-bedroom.
Right.
And it's still they're going back and forth. The 1-bedrooms are sometimes higher than the 2-bedrooms. It's changing daily. They definitely have some type of algorithm going on determining how high they can price each one. So the Bluestone actually for me was going to be a 2-bedroom, but all I need is a 1-bedroom. That's all I'm asking for and needing.
Are you doing this yourself? You're just going out, or do you have a realtor you're working with, or a rental agent or somebody?
I'm bare bones.
Okay.
This was just, I thought it was going to be a simple task when I started out, and now it's become very, not overwhelming, but it's really opened my eyes, and I'm just wanting to share my experience with all of you so that you can get a first-hand account.
Well, if it's acceptable to the chairman, I would volunteer to help you do this. As a matter of fact, since you were here last month,
Yes.
I've been looking every day for you a 1-bedroom apartment within your range, and I haven't seen it. I've looked personally, privately, and I looked at some of the apartments, not Bluestone, since I kind of knew about them before you came.
Right.
But is that
Yes.
acceptable, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I have been looking for you.
Well, I appreciate that, and I have branched out. I definitely have branched out to try to find other ways to find anything that's available. And I'm on a mission. I'm a tenacious person. So right now, today I wasn't even really going to come today because I really had resigned myself that I will just have to stay in the unit that I'm in now in Hardyville, which is not ideal. And take whatever 5% or whatever, they haven't even quoted me my new lease amount, just take it on the chin and stay another year while I regroup. But at the rate that rents are rising in the last 60 days, I hate to think what rents are going to be a year from now if this goes unchecked. Unnoticed. So that's all I have.
Screen, your story and your hardship is the reason why this committee is important.
Yes.
So please don't feel like you talking to deaf ears.
I don't feel that way at all.
And we need this type of testimony to help not only this committee aware, but our region aware.
Yes.
So thank you for
Thank you. Thank you
for
all.
sharing.
Yeah. Appreciate you all.
Meg, thank you for showing up. I know you're having a busy morning.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing up.
I was at the Beaver Chambers economic forecast, and this is all very interesting. Unfortunately, the forecast for rates is projected to continue kind of where they are. Maybe not to go up, but not necessarily to go down either.
That is unfortunate.
If you want to share anything about the IGA, it's good.
So on Monday, I spoke to county council. Simply, so you all know that we've had there was the school impact fees and then the series of other impact fee schedules that were being updated. And our association that I represent doesn't take issue with the fee schedules, but all of the municipalities have been charged with signing a new IGA with the county to continue to collect these fees on behalf of the county. And all but Hilton Head and Bluffton, to my knowledge, still have not. So at last month's county council meeting, one of the members of council said, "I'm so excited all of the municipalities have signed." And I said, "What?" So I contacted Stephen Steves and also Mark Orlando, and know that these discussions are still being had on the local level and legal teams are discussing them. So simply challenge county council to confirm with staff that all of the municipalities have in fact signed, and if it is the case that Bluffton and Hilton Head haven't, it's going to third reading for county council. What does that look like? Again, not challenging the fee schedules, but more so the process. If we don't know who's going to evaluate and determine the fees and then where they're going to pay it, I just foresee that prolonging the permit process and making that more challenging. So they're supposed to get back with me on that, and I'm sure that council here will be discussing that more or less with town leadership. But I think, and it's my understanding too, that both Bluffton and Hilton Head don't intend to continue to collect the fee on the county's behalf, which is then putting the ball back in the county's court to handle that and to figure out how to handle that influx of people needing to have their permits calculated and then paid. But
what recommendation or what the IGA proposed is in conflict with what your organization do?
no conflict, really just want to make sure that, like, what does the process look like? I don't think the county has a plan in place if Bluffton and Hilton Head say we're not going to continue collecting it. Yeah, so what does that look like? And before council goes and approves it without knowing that, that was kind of the reasoning for just bringing it to their attention. And then do you remember on Monday too, the county talked about the land that they purchased on Bookwalter that they're gonna do for affordable housing?
Right.
Was that new, did you already know that?
I knew some of it,
Okay.
but Dan and
It's
I,
right by the church, that's across from Publix and Kroger. Good spot, but I thought that was interesting.
Dan and I are gonna get a little closer to it
Okay.
here soon, but find out if there's anything that might help, that we might can do to support it, or if there's anything that they can share with us that give us, I guess, some support in what we're doing, because we'll be in Bluffton and
Right.
we'll be outside of the town limit, but we'll be in Bluffton. So we'd like to make sure we understand the same thing at the same time. All right. Any other thoughts for business? Doug? Sure you still want to be here?
Scratching.
Okay. All right. Thanks for being here with us, Doug. I think Doug's going to be a great asset to us, and Doug is the type of leader that I like. He come and listen and learn. You know, I know he have a lot to share, but he had lunch and he said, "I just want to learn first." And I think he's doing a good job of that. He's gathering a lot of information and trying to learn fast. So if any of you have an opportunity to to share some of your experience that we have with Doug. I appreciate it. Okay. And I think you already met with Kevin, right?
Yeah, we've been meeting mainly, he's been meeting with Victoria, so.
All right, very good. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, good meeting, good information. That's all I have. If no one else has anything, I'll have our chairman adjourn us, and we are set for the month of March.
And thanks for having a full staff here today. Meeting is adjourned.
All right, thank you much. You guys have a great week.